Don't you ever talk that way to me. Never! Never! What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach. So you get what we had here last week, which is the way he wants it. Well, he gets it. And I don't like it any more than you, man.
Hello.
Hello, Lucas.
Yeah.
It is Tim and Sue from the Mind Reels. How are you, sir?
Excellent. How you doing?
Very well, thanks.
Good. So we finally got this together. So sorry about all the confusion. I'm a total idiot and just lame in so many ways.
No, see, we just figured always on set, you know, so no harm, no foul.
Yeah. Cool.
Third time's a charm.
Hi. Yeah. So what are we doing here? Are you guys, we're going to talk about stuff. Is this a recorded interview or is this for are you going to transcribe this into printed words?
Oh no, we're gonna record it and we edit it up and post it up as you know, and we do podcasts every week. We try and interview somebody. Sorry, go ahead.
So people are actually going to hear this voice. So I should put on my radio voice.
Do it.
Okay.
Well, if you do that.
All right. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, much better.
Hey guys, I'm really glad we could connect.
That's awesome.
Great. Now you've just made us raise our game.
You think I'll sound a lot cooler?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
You cut this part out, but just keep that guy in. Okay.
That's awesome. And we always like to start really easily, really smoothly, and we like to find out what your favorite movie is of all time.
My favorite movie of all time?
Yeah.
Oh, someone just asked me that a little while ago, and I was like, I'm going to have to, wow. It sent me, I had to walk away and go think about it for a week. And I never really came up with, I can tell you some of them.
All right. Some works.
You want one, huh? That would be the sign of if I was an amazing person, I would just have one. Shoot. Okay. Some of them, I'm going to have to stay with some of them.
All right. Sounds good.
My namesake, Cool Hand Luke, is one of my favorites.
Nice.
Yeah. Another one of my favorite, my other namesake, is Willow.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? When I said Willow?
Yeah.
It's like a little magic thing to do.
Man,
Yeah, Willow. I don't know what else to say. I mean, Willow. Come on.
Yeah, I haven't watched that in
Awesome.
years. Yeah.
Really?
Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
And now you grew up in basically small town Ontario. So,
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how did you get into acting? Like, you know, when did the bug bite you?
I had an amazing drama teacher in high school, Mr. Gordon Davis, who was a high school drama teacher at EDSS, Elmira District Secondary School, where I was a proud, well, maybe not so proud at the time, student. But in retro, I didn't realize how, I had no idea how everyone talks about how amazing teachers can have such a huge impact on your life. And those just sounded like nice stories that other people were telling. But in retrospect, he is that guy for me. He was amazing, really special teacher. And, I was interested in theater before then, I guess probably from my older sister, an actress and dancer and an amazing performer. And so on stage, that was something that I was into since I was a kid. But yeah, I got to do some great theater, mostly in high school because of Mr. Davis, and then studied theater after that and knew that was something I wanted to do. From that moment on, thank God.
Now, you have done a lot of stuff, but we're kind of focusing on Haven because we are confirmed addicted fans of Haven.
Yeah.
And I have Sue to thank for that because she's like, you really need to watch this show. You really need to watch this show. And when I finally did, I came in about, I think, almost at the end of season 1. So I had like 12 episodes to just kind of fly through and just catch up. And yeah, so how did you even get involved with Haven? What was the audition
Nice.
process?
Well, first of all, thank you, Sue, for
No problem.
having such discerning taste and turning on all those around you. How did I get involved in Haven? Well, I was in dire straits. I was at wit's end. I needed a freaking job. I'd had a lot of sort of big misses in a row. And now I can see that I was on very shaky ground. At the time, I remember I was on the phone with my brother. Both of us were out of work at the time. He's not an actor, but we were, I was like, dude, I mean, what am I going to do, man? I have to go. Maybe I should go to DeVry. Should I go to DeVry?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
What do people do? Yeah, it was bad. Because my daughter was just born. And before then, being an actor, you have lean times and not so lean times. But the lean times were fine because I could, always crash on one of my friend's couches. But now I had a little girl, bigger girl in my life, too, my wife. A grown woman. So all of a sudden we were, it was just a whole different ballpark, And I was like, Jesus, I can't. Yeah, we're making it. It's fine, but can I ask? Is this what I'm asking my little lady to put up with? So I was very. Whoa, what is that? I was very confused and worried and concerned, and then I got this call for this job, and it was a Canadian. They needed a Canadian actor who something was going to shoot in Canada, and I remember thinking, great. And I even knew some of the people that were involved in producing it, and I knew someone who was involved in directing it, and I thought, wow, this is like a perfect storm. They need a guy like me, and I've got some connections, and so I showed it to my wife, who's an actress as well. She read the character description. She was like, yeah, you're never going to get this.
Oh, no.
And I was like, well, thank you, honey, for believing me, and I have to go to the audition. That was, it was just the beginning of a long round. And thankfully, Emily Rose was already cast as Audrey, so she was reading with the actors when it got later on in the audition process. And I knew her. We had worked together previously in a strange event. So there we were again, and thankfully, I used my massive amounts of personal charm to force her to say good things about me. And thankfully, it all kind of ended up working. And it's true, I did end up in the final test. I bribed producers with coffee crisp.
That's awesome. Now I have to agree.
Some of them found very charming, and some of them did not.
Okay, well, I have to say that for a friend of mine, you definitely come down on the side of charming, because much like Sue, I got my friend Amanda hooked on the show, and she got the first series on DVD for Christmas, and she's on her third time through now watching them.
Oh,
and she's in Australia.
Well, thank you. Third time. So she's okay. So she's almost getting up there to like serious fandom.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, she loves it. I think she's. I'd hate to say the word downloaded season 2 because it doesn't sound nice, but she will buy it when it comes out. I know. But right. She just watches them over and over again. She's completely hooked, and she's like that moment when in season 1 when Emily kisses Nathan on the cheek, and you realize that he can feel it. She completely lost her mind. She called me on the phone right after having seen that, and she's like, "Is it real? Can he feel it?" I'm like, yes, he can. She's like, that's so awesome.
So that's going to be important later.
That was something. It's so amazing to hear and meet people that have such fans of this show are hugely they have real good buddy relationships with the characters.
Yeah.
And so they feel that they have they're personally invested in how our characters interact or don't.
Yes.
And I love all the opinions and speculation that goes on surrounding the show. I just met someone taking my my daughter to dance class here in LA. And one of the other moms, her kid is there, is a fan of the show as well. So we were just sitting there. She's like, "Now, where do you think they are? Like, what is going on?" And I was like, "I know, but in the third season, are we going to find out?" I actually can't tell you anything, not because I can't, but because I don't have a clue. So we are coming up with these hypotheses together. It is pretty wild that it can make people care so much, and especially that moment. It's funny because that moment where she kisses me, where Audrey kisses me, was something that was originally in the pilot,
right?
And we shot it, and it was in the pilot episode, and then they just decided to take it out and save it for later. And I remember at the time thinking, I don't know, that's pretty central to the. Yeah. But I'm so glad they did. It was such a huge payoff.
Oh yeah. It really was.
You know,
yeah, because I think I even called Sue.
Something about it. Right.
It was just fantastic. But yet, now, were you familiar with the original Stephen King story that it was based on?
I read. I wasn't before I got the call. As soon as I saw the audition, I did. I went and got the book and read it, looking for some clues. And I don't know. Have you read the book?
Sue, I think, has read it.
No, I read like the Cole's Notes version. But to me, it looks like it's mostly like Vince and Dave essentially, and then everything else is
Yeah.
Because I thought it was a cool idea to start with, but it looks like the show has gone in its own direction, which is perfect for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the book is more it feels like someone's thesis, maybe. I mean, it's a question within a question within a question, and I guess in that way, like the book asks a bunch of questions. Vince and Dave are telling the story to an intern that they have, the story of the Colorado kid, and she's like, "But how come no one ever?" And they say, "I know." But so you're telling me that the guy was, but that doesn't make any sense because if he wasn't, and they say, "I know." And then you're waiting to find out the big reveal, but before that, the book ends.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? So how? And the book says, "I know." And King at the end says, "Yeah, I know I know, you know? What do we do, people? We don't have any answers here." Because I know a lot of you guys, a lot of my fans might be frustrated with me, but I wanted to ask this question, you know, what do we do when all we have are more questions? I mean, I'm paraphrasing what he says something much more eloquent than that, but it is basically, yes, what does this human need for answers and easy answers and simple answers, and what do we do when each question just forces us to ask more questions? The end. And so in that way, I guess the show, you know, that's what I learned about the show is I could take you know, if that is the spirit of the show, is questions wrapped inside questions, getting to be larger and larger questions. Very sort of it's not the most easy thing to digest, and I guess that is the fun of it.
Oh yeah. It's definitely a lot of fun. Now, when is there a start date for season 3 for like, when you start shooting?
Is there a what?
Is there a shooting date set for season 3 yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna start mid-April.
Oh, okay, so that's not that far off, and then airing in like June, July, I'm thinking, or maybe later.
Yeah, I imagine I think they started. What did they start last year in June in the States anyway, and shortly thereafter in Canada. Yeah,
awesome,
something like that.
Now, what's your favorite part about shooting out on the East Coast?
So lame to say, but I will always say it. The ice cream. No, they have incredible breakfast in Nova Scotia.
Yes, they do.
So the people fully. I'm so completely blessed. Emily Rose, who plays Audrey Parker, is a totally wicked chick. And Eric Balfour, who plays Duke Crocker, is a radical dude. And we love each other, and we get along super well. The rest of the cast is a bunch of amazing people, and the crew are like fantastic. And it's not always, you know, I think everyone always says it, so it probably just sounds like I'm a big night cliche, but if, you know, we're really on the edge of the earth, and a lot of people are far away from their home, and so it is like a big bunch of kids playing summer camp, make a TV show project out here in the middle of nowhere, and we love each other and get along very well, and that's the best part about it for sure.
Nice, I like that. Because
it's super. It's really lame, man. Like, I get to be, I'm just so blessed right now. It's a bit too much almost. Like, it is, this thing hanging out in my backyard with my buddy Bort when I was a kid and making movies, like turning our video cameras sideways and climbing mountains in our backyard on fence boards and stuff like that. Like, we're just kind of doing that on a large scale, and people are not only have all these resources, they're actually getting paid to do that, and people call it a job. Like, it's phenomenal. I have a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
What is your job? No, it's an amazing thing that we get to do.
It really, yeah. Now, what would you like to see? Now, you said you can't hint at what happens at season 3 because you don't know. But what would you like to see happen with Nathan? What would you?
Well, I do want to see. Nathan's. I would like to see Nathan have a house. Yeah. I don't know if that's much progress for him as a character, but I would like Nathan to have and introduce the world to his home. We'll see if that happens. It could be a trailer or maybe just a converted, like, I don't know, maybe a Bronco that's exactly like his Bronco, except the other one's just parked in the woods and it doesn't run. And I don't know what it is, but I would like to see that for Nathan. And also, more to the character's story, I want him to, if the first season was about him being brought out of his shell a little bit by Audrey and being forced to accept what was going on around him a little bit, and the second season, did I say episode or season? Second season was about him, stepping into his manhood a little bit with his father gone and being the chief, not being the chief, etc. Now, I would like him to, I think, if I may, I would like him to let his things dangle a little bit in the third season, what do you mean by his things dangle?
Yes, because Sue's giggling now, yeah.
I mean, like, stuff like his, you mean just things, trinkets dangling off his arms? No. I mean some real, I want to see him step out and step in and be all he can be.
There you go.
Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but he's so reserved and so, I guess, intellectual that yet you see this sort of suggestion that there is, like, serious action potential behind him, and we saw that at the end of the second season. I'd like him to just sort of throw those reservations out the window and, like, be a man of action in the third season.
That would be cool.
Only if you could just not shoot Duke right away, that'd be great too.
Not shoot Duke right away, right? Yeah.
I'm not saying not at
Maybe
all.
Torture. Maybe
just
a third season of Torture.
Yeah.
It's a long.
He goes all Jack Bauer.
Right. Dude trussed up in a secret room in his boat. Right.
It's a good idea. I'm sure there's fan fiction about that even now.
And he'd say, "Why don't you just kill me now?" And I'd say, "I'm not going to kill you, not for a very long time." Right?
That would be brilliant. Yeah. I hear a story pitch there somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, while we're talking briefly about Eric and Emily, have they given you any hassle at all? Because both of them have, like, Facebook pages and Twitter, and you're kind of not necessarily a non-entity, but you kind of keep a very low profile when it comes to online presence. Now, is that
I know. What if I told you that I don't, but you just don't know what my name is?
Oh.
That would be an exciting twist, wouldn't it? But
sure
guess what?
You're lying.
Not true. I'm blind. Although maybe I should do that, though. I could be Shukas Right. No, I don't know. I have to come up with some name. See, that's where I get stuck. I always think I'll do that, and then I just can't come up with a good name.
Oh.
At Lucas Bryant, no, that'll never work. I don't know, man. Yeah, I do. I catch flack all the time.
See, honestly, we thought it was just a personal choice because, being a family man, having, a daughter and everything, that you might want to just step back from the limelight, which totally made sense to us.
It's kind of that coupled with what Emily would probably say, that I'm a grandma. And she may have a point. The world moves so fast these days, man. There's hardly any time to take a breath, let alone,
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff. It's true. I do think that I should spend my extra time with my little lady.
Yeah.
That being said, I could probably be a bit better about having a. I could probably like do a twit like once a week without it really ruining my life or eating up my whole schedule. Right?
Probably, yes.
I probably could. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand how these things work, but I could get my grandkids to show me how to get me a Twitter machine.
That is brilliant. And actually, I think that's probably a nice place to kind of wrap it up. That's awesome.
Cool.
That's a great note to wrap it up.
Lucas,
all right.
Thank you very much for finding the time for us.
Hey, you're so welcome. Thank you.
And
thanks for calling me.
Of course.
Just so you know, I said to Daniel, yeah, okay, so have them call me and maybe send me 90 emails throughout the day so I don't. Not that I would ever get those emails because I don't actually know how to use email, but
That's awesome.
I'm glad we made it happen.
Yeah, totally. It was great. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Okay. Bye.
Peace.
What do we do now, Willow?
Well, that was really stupid, Peck.
Don't call me a peck.
Oh, I'm sorry. Peck. Peck. Peck, 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 peck.
You be careful. I am a powerful sorcerer. See this acorn? I'll throw it at you and turn you to stone.
Ooh. I'm really scared. No, don't! Don't! There's a peck here with an acorn pointed at me!
I wouldn't want to waste it.